What up? What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. And as I say that, I'm remembering I forgot to do something. But yes, we always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday was not a good day. Yesterday was actually a terrible day. Lakers don't cover the best bet. That was very disappointing the way that they lost. And my $2 Tuesday play was an absolute fail. I had the under in the Pelicans game, and they scored damn near 300 points, it felt like. So, got to bounce back today. The good news is there are some spots on the card today that I absolutely love. So, I didn't get to the window yet just because I wanted to come and talk to you guys about them first, but I really do absolutely love them. So, and I wanted to think about it a little longer because I really want to bounce back today. So let's talk about it. But before we do, let's take a look at the chat. Nathan is first, per usual. He says missing the cover on the Nets and Lakers was tough. Yeah, absolutely. Terry commenting on that same game, says that last cover on the Knicks was crazy. Glad to be on the right side. The best bet cashed. And yes, on that note, let's shout out the chat because the chat had a good day yesterday. Overall, 13-8, and a lot of it depended on that Knicks game. So we had Terry Tran, who just popped up on the screen there with the Knicks minus 3.5. Siete Catorce with his usual money line parlay. Denver and Clippers cashed. Justin M cashed his best bet in college of Florida State +3. EQ cashed the Nuggets minus 3.5. Boofer came in with Pelicans first half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was a great play. Daniel liked the Laker game over, which cashed. JT liked OKC under, another winner. Shane D, Bagman Chris, both liked the Knicks, which was a winner. And yeah, it looks like those were all the straight winners from yesterday. So nice work. 13-8 day from the chat. That's why I always say, man, chat is sharp. So people should be capping the capper, taking notes, and trying to all make money together here. Let's keep looking at the comment section. There's Justin right there. Nice work on that Florida State. Raven Ron. Tamani says, see you in 6 minutes. Terry took the under. I'm sorry I let you down today. My apologies. Matt was sharp with the 8-minute line. I think it was exactly 8 minutes. So pushes on that. J Money 029 says Chet versus Wimby tonight. And he says Luca versus Sun. Hello, Miss Tasha. Eduardo Diaz says, didn't know Ski had a daily show. Yeah, I started doing this consistently, at least during the NBA season, around late February of last season. So I did the run that I had going, the crazy run. It started right here on this show. So I'm glad you found it. And we need to heat up very, very soon. Get that parlay says, who called Pelicans minus 14.5 yesterday? I need your brain. What up, Mr. Sean Evans? Daniel reminding everybody to hit the like button, says it should be the first thing you do when you come in here. Another shot clock violation by me. S. Warrior, no Vino today. And you didn't cash on that over 10 minutes. But hello, welcome in. Now we got people guessing Vino's color, and he's not even on today. Ski with a faded Lakers hoodie, +700. No, I got the this Sasquatch sauce. JB Brown reminding everybody to smash the like button. I can't believe everybody is guessing Ravino's shirt in the chat. Brandon Saunders. That's what I'm trying to do. S. Warrior. Barely, you capper. Barely. All right, it's about time to get to it. Just trying to scroll through the comments because there were a lot that came in here. Don't want to miss if there's something really, really good. Jay Gill says Ski and I are on time today. KC says hit the like button. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was tough. Bryce Miller, $2 Tuesday is the biggest mush ever. Yesterday was tough. But I love today's games. I really do. Saturated says, can't trust the Lakers. Imagine that. We should have had that game, though. That's a game we definitely should have had. And comments keep coming in. Casey says she sets her alarm for 10 minutes after the show is supposed to start. All right, let's get to it. What up, KD? Appreciate you tuning in. So we go in rotation order per usual. We have, I think, about 8 games on the NBA slate for today. And first up, 527, 528. Looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves heading into Washington to take on the Wizards. You're a wizard, Harry. Timberwolves have Conley game time decision now and Clark out. The Wizards don't have anybody on the injury report. Both teams are on the front end of a back-to-back. Minnesota plays Brooklyn tomorrow. Washington plays Utah. And I like this game. I do. I like this game quite a bit. Del Toledo says Ski loves the card, and I think it's the toughest card of the year. Well, you guys know the kind of bets that I've been making lately, and I'm looking that direction again here. So I'll start off and say that for one, the Wolves are not great on the front end of a back to back. They're 1-3 ATS. This is a Wolves team who just blew an 18-point lead yesterday. So you can look at it I mean, not yesterday, but in their last game. You can look at it one way or another. I mean, I know if you listen to the interviews, they say that, Coach Finch was mad about the defense. Anthony Edwards saying they need to get back to defense. They still got to come out there and show me. Like, I need you to show me first because number one, you haven't been as good as a defensive team on the road all season, and two, to look at the last 5 games and see Washington as a better defensive rated team than you, that should be raising red flags. So I usually expect teams to, fix what's been going wrong when they have a little bit of extra rest, like 2+ days. Minnesota hasn't had that. They're at the rest disadvantage here, 1 day to 2. So I don't think they can fix whatever's been going wrong. They can all say it because that's what you should say after that game, but I need to see it. The Wizards, surprisingly, I mean, I know it's been different teams, but they've won and covered their last 7 versus Minnesota. Just looking at how the Wizards have been playing lately, they haven't been losing by crazy margins. They've been very competitive in all of their games. They only lost one of their last 7 games by 12 plus. There was a system that was shared by, I believe, Kevin Johnson. I believe it was Kevin Johnson. I could be mistaken. So I apologize if I'm giving somebody else credit. But non-conference, what is it? Non-conference dogs, double-digit dogs, but the ones between 10 and 13, they've been cashing at a pretty crazy rate since last season. And if they have the rest advantage, it's been even better. 11-1 ATS since the beginning of last season. That is the Wizards today. And the Wizards have been treating us very well on this show. So I'm only looking towards the Wizards in this first game. I don't care about the interviews. You gotta. I'm from Show Me State. You gotta show me Minnesota. Washington +11 is the correct look in that game to me. Let's see if the chat agrees or disagrees. A lot of comments coming in. I love it. Big Mouth Rob says Wizards gonna pull it off today. Michael P says Wizards money line. Bryce says don't do it. Del Toledo says I did Wizards. Let us pray. I mean, JT says I have this line -8.5, but I think it's understandable that it's -11 coming off that loss. I mean, just because they gave up a big lead, I mean that's not a ideal spot to back a team, in my opinion. Minnesota hasn't been good on the front end of back to backs. I don't know. Minnesota's been a double-digit road favorite once all season long, and they didn't even cover versus the Pistons. They all of a sudden, because they're talking in the interview, deserve to be a double-digit favorite again now and cover. I'm just not buying it. Marco says, Ski, what is the numbers about you always say before I'm not sure what you're saying here. Sorry. Nerdy ski. I don't remember what I said there. You capper. JB Brown liking Wizards plus 11 and a half. Sprinkled the money line. Saturated said he's gonna do it, isn't he? North Norris likes the Wolves first quarter. Yeah, it looks like Conley might be out here. Jay Gill liking the plus 11. Yeah, those dirty dogs, Brian. They've been pretty good to us. Boofer says, how's Kuz play with trade rumors? I mean, he's been dealing with it long enough. He's good to go. Dylan says, ah shit, here we go. Eduardo is feeling how, I was saying earlier. He says after what the coach was saying the other night, they got to smack the Wizards up. Bear with me for 1 second. Got a quick, important phone call I got to make or got to answer. My bad. My bad. Are we back here? I Get Money says, ski making lemons or whatever that saying is. Raven Ron thinks that they're going to smack him up, says boat race tonight. Roca Bella says wizard lover ski. Everybody's saying Wolves early and often. Everybody's liking this because of the interview, correct? Real DJ says Wizards have been keeping it close in the first quarter. Kevin Johnson says it was him who shared that trend. I remember. Casey says the Wizards whisperer. She already knows he's the best, the best bet. He's in love. A lot of people liking the Wizards now, I feel like. Tasha says she took Wizards plus 11. But actually, a lot of people liking the Wolves too. So I guess it's kind of both ways. Itachi says he disagrees with me here. Dr. Shilly says stay away spot. UCapper says statistical interactions say Wizards struggle to score today. Interesting. Well, the Wolves have been talking about defense, and the Wizards have been playing better defense. I would go for under before I go for over. That I can agree with. KC likes me talking to Wizards. What up, Nucky? All right, I think we spent enough time on this game. Hey, I love the chat, man. Chat knows how to have a good time. All right, enough on this first game. Let's move on over. You guys know what I like. People in the chat like a few different things. Boofer says hit the like button for 10 more minutes of Wizards talk. Let's move on over to some bum fights. 529, 530. Hornets at Pistons. Open up Pistons minus 2.5. They're 2.5 or 3-point favorite, depending where you shop. Total open 235, and it's down as low as 230 and a half. Injury report for Detroit, Monte Morris and Cade, both game time decision. For Charlotte, Nick Richards, probable. Cody Martin, game time. Hayward, Lowry, Mark Williams, out for this Charlotte team. This one is pretty simple to me. To see a team like Detroit as a favorite is pretty telling, and I would agree with it in this instance. I mean, Charlotte told you they're not interested in winning a lot more games with the trade that they made for Lowry for Rozier, whether yesterday or the day before. They're straight up telling you we do not care about winning games. In fact, we probably prefer to lose more games so we can get better picks. So with that said, they've covered what, two of their last 9 games. The Pistons, they've been playing good basketball lately. They've covered 5 straight. I would only look towards the Pistons to go and get the job done in this game. Hornets, I'm not putting a cent on the Hornets in the near future. They got to be getting some crazy amount of points in a good situation for me to even consider. And this is not that situation. So Pistons or pass. I probably would just pass. Maybe I'll get there, but no way can I back the Hornets. Let's see what you guys think. Big Mouth Rob says Hornets beat the Pistons by 25. Tasha likes the first half team total over 57.5 for the Pistons. And Star Warriors said they're gonna bring Grant Hill through them doors tonight. Nets Bets getting involved here. Says he likes the Pistons minus the 2.5. Says fading Hornets becomes easier with no Rozier. I agree with that. Saturated also pouring it on those Hornets. Manny says Detroit in the over. Daniel also likes Detroit. Joe F likes the Pistons. Dylan asking if Cade is back. I'm not sure. He's game time. So we shall see if he's back. Casey says Hornets saying we want Lotto. And I agree 100%. So not for my money. UCAP are liking the Pistons team total over. And I can understand that. Pistons play with pace. Neither team really has been playing a whole lot of defense. Nucky says if you bet this game, you need help. Call that 1-800-GAMBLER line, he says. So let's move on over. We do have good enough games to choose from to not have to get involved there. But I'm not mad at anybody who wants to bet the Pistons. 531, 532. Memphis at Miami. Opened up Heat minus 10. They're now 10.5 point favorite. Total opened up 214.5. And that looks like lowest is 212.5. Injury report for the Heat, Highsmith, Rozier, and Jaquez, all game time decision, but Jaquez is doubtful. Highsmith is probable. For Memphis, Luke Kennard has been added to the injury report as questionable. They'll be without Aldama, Desmond Bain, Brandon Clark, Aravia, Derrick Rose, and Marcus Smart. Memphis Grizzlies, another team I want absolutely nothing to do with right now. They're at a rest disadvantage here. I know the Heat are on the front end of a back-to-back. It could be a look ahead for this Heat team facing Boston tomorrow. Can't lie. That's the only reason I could think that you want to go back this Grizzlies team. Either that or the Heat offense just hasn't been looking too great. But myself personally, even if I lean towards the Grizzlies, I would just prefer to stay off of the game. I think the better look in this one is the under. It opened up at a low number and it continues to go down. I think it's going in the right direction. I do have a system that populated on this one. It's pretty much saying, like, based on the amount of points these teams allow, that this total is low for a reason. And looking at how they've been playing, both bottom 10 in pace the last 5 games, the worst offensive rated team and the third worst offensive rated team, and both top 10 defensive rated teams in the same span. So he'd have gone under in 6 straight. I would only look towards the under in this matchup. And that could be a play I get to the window with, honestly. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see how you guys feel about it. UCapper says no Jaime Jaquez Jr., no Heat. DB likes the under 213. Raven Ron says Grizz outright. Brian H likes the under. Manny thinks just Memphis team total under. J Money 029 liking the under as well. So is Stanley. So we're in agreement on the total. Dan N says Heat don't cover big spreads. Necky agrees that the Heat definitely want Boston more tomorrow. S. Warrior says you will hear from me. I'm off the game. And that is very rare. So maybe not a Heat spot for tonight. Maybe not a Heat spot if S. Warrior is not getting involved. JT says Heat are 5-12 ATS against teams that win 40% or less. Average line was -3.5. So maybe the Grizzlies come to play here and the Heat overlook them. Brandon Saunders liking that underlook. And the real DJ took the Heat. Thinks they'll win by double digits tonight. All right. Let's keep it going here. Try to catch back up since we spent so much time on that first game. 533, 534. Portland and Houston opened up Houston -9.5. They're now a 10.5 point favorite. Total opened up 221. And I do see a 222, but majority of the shops still have 221. So make sure you line shop depending on what you like. Injury report. Moses Brown, Shaden Sharp both out for Houston. Oladipo, Eason both out. Looks like Jalen Green is game time decision along with Reggie Bullock. So you have a Houston team with the significant rest advantage, 2 days compared to Portland on a back-to-back. But Houston, I don't feel like they've been playing great basketball lately. Let's see, they've covered one of their last 8 games. I don't want to be laying double digits with a team that's been playing like that. I get that they have the rest advantage, but Portland's been playing good lately. Last 5 games show them as the better offense, defense, and rebounding team. Portland is 5-2 without rest so far this season. Portland has covered 4 of their last 5 games. So only way to play this game, in my opinion, is the Blazers. Only way to look. Let's see if you guys disagree or are you feeling the same way as I am. Let's see. Eduardo Diaz says Jalen Green was at shoot around, so he's probably going. Joe the Gambler says Portland is a different team with Ayton healthy. Terrell having a tough time with the side on this one, like Sengun, he says. What are you talking about here, you capper? Never gonna finish the story? Not sure what you're talking about here. Manny says definitely not trusting Houston. Terrell says 213 watching, only 73 likes. Yeah, maybe just shut it down right here. Yeah, shut it down. It's been real, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But hit the like button. It absolutely helps out the show. Only betting Blazers here. Oh, WWE. Man, y'all betting on wrestling? I'm gonna have to get that number for y'all to give a call, man. Y'all betting on wrestling now? Wrestling is scripted, so I hope y'all at least got the script if y'all betting on wrestling. I hope y'all not betting on that thinking that it's like it's real or whatever. That's crazy. All right. All right. Next game up, we'll go that threw me off right there. 535, 536. Cavaliers and Milwaukee Bucks. Opened up Bucks -7. Hasn't really moved. Total open 236.5. Hasn't really moved either. Injury report. Giannis is game time decision tonight, but probable. Garland, Ty Jerome, Evan Mobley, Tristan Thompson, all out for his Cavs team. Karis LeVert, game time decision. So this Cavs team has been playing really good basketball. I know they've covered 5 in a row. They've played well versus competition so far this season. They're 7-3 as a road dog. Last 5 game stats all favor all favor the Cavaliers. And I always say, how can I trust a team to win by margin if they're not playing defense? And that still holds true here. Bucks team is not playing defense. The only thing I'll say is I cannot bet against the Bucks today because I just don't believe in betting. Like I will only bet on a team after they fire their coach. I just believe they go out there and give a really good effort to show that it wasn't them. It was it's not their fault. It was the coach. So I don't want to bet against Milwaukee. So I guess that takes me off of betting the side because um, I'm not betting against the new coach angle or however you want to say. I do have another system active here. It says two teams with a win percentage greater than 60 with the high total, 60% to the under. And I could see a more inspired defensive effort, but again, I'm not betting on Milwaukee playing defense. So you can take it for what it's worth. I would only play the Bucks here, but I told you why I can't get to the window. Let's see what you guys like in the chat. Terrell says wrestling is real. JB Brown says shit is getting bad when you betting on wrestling. Joe the Gambler says Bucks smash spot. JT likes them early. So does the real DJ. Stanley disagrees. He likes Cavs first quarter. Talk Sports with JT says Jared Allen under an 11 and a half rebounds. Let's see. Nucky says, does this mean Doc is in today? I didn't see if he's going to be out there, but still, as soon as they fire the coach, I don't want to be betting on that team, regardless if the new coach is there or not yet. Daniel thinks the over is in play here at 236. Brian H likes the Cavs, says not buying new blood. KD says my compatriot Giannis is going to play and smoke the Cavs. I could see it happening today. I honestly could. Lit Picks going with Greek Freak over 32 and a half points. Says got to back him after the head coach firing last three versus Cavs. He put up 38, 45, and 34. Good numbers. I know, Eduardo. It's not going to get much better over there, but I don't think Griffin was doing a whole lot. So I do think Rivers is better. Kylie says that Heat total's going up. Daniel likes the Cavs +7. Bagman Chris says talk me off Cavs first half. I told you why I would only look towards the Bucks here. If that's not good enough, then take the Cavs. It's that simple for me. If they didn't fire their coach, I would be very likely taking the Cavs today. That's all I can say. Justin likes the Bucks game over 120 and a half in the first half. And he also likes the first half Bucks. All right, let's keep going down the slate. Next up, we have 3 games left. So 537, 538, OKC, San Antonio opened up Thunder -7.5. They're 8.5 point favorites now. Total opened up 241, and it looks like 242. Injury report. SAR, game time decision for OKC. Trey Jones, game time decision for San Antonio. You have the Thunder on a back-to-back versus Spurs with 1 day rest. Spurs have been playing really good basketball lately. They've covered 9 of their last 11 games. I don't really want to bet against that, especially versus an OKC team unrested. Then again, you could look at it the other way too. I mean, OKC is very young. They're 4-2 ATS without rest so far this season. And they're the kind of team that I can expect to win by margin because they shoot the 3 well and defend the 3 well. I don't feel like they've been playing their best basketball lately, but the last 5 game stats do all favor the Thunder. So I don't think I'll be getting involved here, but my first thought is to look towards the Spurs. I don't want to bet against them getting all those points as good as they've been playing lately. I'll probably pivot and look towards the over. Spurs at home are 14-5 to the over. The over is 5-1 without rest for OKC. And just looking at last 5 game sets, both teams playing with pace and not really trusting OKC's defense as much as earlier in the year. So over, I think, is the better play in this game rather than a side. What is this popping up here? What is my bad, you guys. All right. Comment section. Raven Ron likes OKC, says they've been covering versus Spurs. Eduardo thinks SGA is going to go crazy on national TV. Real DJ likes Spurs first quarter. Dan N also says Spurs home first quarter has been hot. So a couple guys in agreement there. Dante says Spurs have covered every first half on national TV at home this year. So Spurs at home early looks like the way to go, according to the chat. Saturated says, do the Spurs have anything for Jalen Williams? I'm not against betting his props tonight. I mean, he's been really good. I know Casey will probably get to the window with that. She's been writing his props. Joe the Gambler likes Spurs first half. Stanley disagrees. And here's lit picks right here. Jalen Williams over 18.5 points. Says covered 9 of the last 10. He averaged 21.3 during that stretch. Strong numbers there. Manny's on the over. Jay Gill says the Spurs first half has treated him nicely. Boofer says OKC over is the look. They got Miami to go over. Daniel agrees the over is the look. And Damani letting us know that Cade was downgraded to questionable. That wouldn't change my opinion. He hasn't been playing with the Pistons anyway lately. Might actually make me like the Pistons more just for this instance. Let's see. JT leans Vassell under 17.5 points. So would only look towards the over in that game. A lot of people like the Spurs early. We'll see how it shakes out. 2 more games left on the slate. Next one up is 539, 540. Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks opened up Suns minus 1.5. They're a 2.5 point favorite now. Total opened up 241, and the consensus is 240.5. Injury report: Eric Gordon is game time decision. Looks like the Suns will be without Bobo and Damian Lee. For the Mavericks, both Seth Curry, Luka, Dante Exum, and Kyrie, all game time decision here tonight. So, last 5 game stats, as far as the categories that I care about, do all favor the Suns. I don't know. I just this game didn't catch my attention this morning. I didn't feel too strong about it either way. Seeing the guys on the injury report definitely doesn't make me want to take Dallas. If you got, Kyrie and no Luka, I still think the Mavs have been playing well as long as you have Kyrie and who was there? I think it was Kyrie and Lively in the lineup that I was looking at. They've been playing well. So this is a game I have to wait on the injury report. So I hate to, I don't want to tell you guys anything and I don't want to, waste anybody's time. So once I see the next injury report, which will probably be when I'm on the Wager Talk NBA tip-off show, I'll have a stronger opinion on this game. So if I have to pick right now, gun to my head, I'll pick the Suns just because I feel like they've been, winning games and they're the healthier team as the injury report states right now. Let's see what you guys think in the chat. Real DJ says he took the Mavs first quarter and full game. Daniel likes the team total over 121.5 for the Suns. JB Brown putting 2 units on that Suns money line. Eduardo Diaz likes the over here. JB Brown says Ski got the Suns shirt on. I guess you can look at it like that if you want to, but it's not a Suns shirt. From here, it looks like it though. Raven Ron likes the over if Luke and Kyrie play. Brian H says first half over is 26-9 if everybody's in for the Mavs. That's a great stat right there. Boofer says Phoenix is going to let them stay in the game. Money line is juice, but -2 should be good. Main A likes Luka over his point prop of 33.5. Stanley likes that big 3 for the Suns. Thinks they'll get it done today. Siete Couture says Suns 5-0 last 5. Believe he's talking about straight up. Eric Jones likes the over. Okay, watch this. Thinks KD's going to cook up tonight. Says he'll have 30 plus. And a lot of different opinions. I do think the over is worth a look for sure. And because the Mavs haven't really been playing any defense. And whenever I see the big three out there, I think they can produce points. If I have to say who wins the game, like I said, I think it's the Suns as well. So let's move on over to the last game on the slate. That's 541, 542. Hawks heading into Golden State to take on the Warriors. This game opened up Warriors minus 6.5. No movement. Total opened up 234.5. Looking at 235.5 right now. As far as the injury report is concerned, for the Warriors, Gary Payton II, Chris Paul, and Moody are all out. Pods looks like a game time decision. For the Hawks, they'll be without Trae Young, Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Hunter, and Fernando's also game time decision here tonight. So, first time we've seen Golden State in a while. They've had 8 days off after their assistant coach passed away. So, very unfortunate for them. And how's that going to affect them for this game? They at the same time they're also on the front end of a back to back. They play the Kings tomorrow, so I'll look at it a couple different ways here. For one, I'll say this: when you have somebody pass away like that, it's going to be an emotional. Everybody's playing and feeling emotions throughout the entire game. You're not sure how focused they are on actually playing this game tonight, but you do know emotions are running high. And the only thing I can even think to compare it to is, and again, it's not the same. It's just the first thing that comes to my mind, my personal opinion. First thing that I can compare it to is, I mean, I've only seen somebody pass away close to a team or, that's a part of a team and it really affected them close. That was the Lakers and Kobe. And they were off for a while. They came out and played that first game and they lost outright to the Blazers. Yes, they should want to go out there and win the game and, a dedication for him, etc. But it just doesn't always pan out that way, is what I'm saying. Emotions, you don't know what's going on. I highly doubt they spent this 8 days off practicing and figure out what's been going wrong because and that's a big red flag for me because they've been the worst defensive rated team in the league their last 5 games. And you want to expect them to lay points here on the front end of a back to back at that. I just don't think that's a smart wager. So you look at this Hawks team, they've played Golden State well. They've won and covered 5 of their last 7 versus them. And the Hawks, don't look now, but they've been a top 5 defensive rated team their last 5 games. The offense has been lacking a little bit, but I would argue I would argue Golden State is going to be rusty. You always have the argument, extra time off like this. Is it rest or rust? I think a week off is absolutely rust. So I'd argue the offense could look similar to how Atlanta has been looking. And I do think Atlanta is going to continue to play better defense than what we've seen from Golden State. So I think Atlanta is live to win this game. I think the 6.5 is a solid wager. I'm curious to see how you guys view this game. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to bet the Warriors, but I mean, they haven't been good in this situation anyway all year. 4-12-1 as a home favorite. I just don't see a whole lot of reasons to back the Warriors other than they're playing for, you know, their assistant coach that passed away. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see how you guys think about it. Nets Bets says this is his second spot. He likes the Warriors -7. Expects them to be rested, not rusty. Energy will be insane in the building, and Dubs will wear their heart on their sleeves for their fallen coach. Atlanta, worst bet in the NBA, 11-32 against the spread. Interesting. Raven Ron says Hawks still on my auto fade list. JB Brown says this should be a Warrior spot, right? Depends how you look at it. Dan thinks that they're going to ball out for him. Double digits win tonight, he says. Let me see. Tribute game, says Dante. Michael says front end of a back-to-back is such a made-up bad angle to look at, in my opinion. Well, that's your opinion. My opinion is you're not gonna go 100% in a game when you know you have to turn around and play again tomorrow. So if you don't believe in that, it's up to you. I think it absolutely matters. I know personally, if I had to go play a game right now in Los Angeles, California, just for example, and I gotta, finish that game and then go hop on a flight, and I know I have to go hop on a flight and go play right back again tomorrow on the other side of the country, maybe, you know, I'm definitely gonna be thinking about that. And the coach is gonna be thinking about that when he's managing everybody's minutes. So I, I disagree, Michael. I disagree. Let's see. Let's see. Boofer says emotion plus Warriors have hard time covering. Stanley likes the Warriors in the first quarter. Big Mouth Rob says Hawks gonna dust them off. Daniel thinks it's a Curry night. I'm not seeing any KC talk in the chat. Where's KC? Anybody seen KC? Anybody seen a Warriors fan tonight? What are we doing with the Warriors game, Miss KC? He says backwood. She don't even want to talk about it. She don't even want to talk about it. Hank says Golden State team total under. Joe the Gambler likes the Hawks early. Dylan says maybe the Warriors team total under is the way to look in this game. I didn't think about that one, but that could be a look there. Tasha disagrees. Manny says there's no way you can take Atlanta. I don't know. Joe F likes the Warriors. What up, Jay Wills? Dante says Dubs should be ready to roll. 8 days off, which were needed regardless of the tragedy. This is more of an all-star type rest. Warriors will need to get right in this spot before another break for all-star. Let's see. Trying to get through some more comments. A lot of comments coming in this game. Casey says too emotional. She likes the under in this game. Says Draymond was close to that coach. Think he's locked in. She says we can easily beat Atlanta by like 12 plus or lose a close game, but she likes the under the most. And micro odds also like in this game under. So a lot of different opinions for these games today. All right. So we got through every game in the association for today. And I feel like we did a pretty good job. We did it in 43, 44 minutes. So now, now it is about that time where we start to look at some best bets. If you've been around, you know what to do. For the people who are new, guys, guys and girls, everybody starts to drop their best bets in the chat. There are three rules. Put best bet next to it. Put the number of the line that you are getting, and no more than two best bets, two or less. So those are the only three rules, and we'll come back and talk about it again tomorrow. And yesterday, the chat was on point, 13-8 for the best bets for the show. We have a lot of great cappers in the chat. So while you guys start to do that, let me take a look down the list. Let's see what we're willing to get involved with here for a best bet for the show. Bear with me for a second and get your best bets in the chat too. Well, I like a few different bets, honestly. I really do. And just looking to see if one of them is moving here. One of them has been moving a little bit since we've been talking. So here's what I will do. I would absolutely like to get back to what's been working for us on this show for best bets. So before I do, let's take a look at some of the ones that you guys like, and then I'll share mine. Jay Gill going with the Spurs first half plus 4.5. Brandon Saunders says Holy Cross first American under 139.5. Joe the Gambler likes the Bucks minus 6.5 and the Hawks first quarter. JB Brown going with the Suns money line. Raven Ron likes OKC. Delbert Royce likes a Pistons Bucks money line parlay. Siete Catorce likes a Suns Rockets money line parlay. Tomorrow going with the Wolves minus 10.5 and the Warriors minus 6.5. Ty going with Donovan Mitchell over 6.5 first quarter points is his best bet. And main A liking Luca over 33.5 points. JT going with the Pistons money line. So a lot of best bets coming in. For you guys watching on the replay, if you would, you can still see the live chat. You just have to go to where it says comment section. If you're on your phone, swipe over and click it, and you can see the live chat there. If you're on your computer, it should be in the top right. Tomorrow, hate to see it, brother, because I'm probably gonna be against you here, and I'm absolutely gonna be against you for the best bet on the show. One thing I'll say is, two things I'll say is, Dirty Dogs have been getting us paid. One, and two, the Wizards especially have been getting us paid. What did Casey like to call me there? She said the Wizard Whisperer. I'll tell you this again. Shout out to Kevin Johnson. He shared that trend with us. I'll go again right here. Non-conference, double-digit dogs between 10 and 13. That's what we're looking at. They've been cashing at an insane rate since the beginning of last season. I get that Minnesota, talking about they're going to be ready for this game, their focus, etc., etc. Wizards have been playing better defense, and until the Timberwolves show me, I'm a back on the Wizards. Bank on the Wizards. They've only lost one game of their last 7 by this margin that we're looking at today. So best bet for the show, we'll go with the Dirty Dog, the Wizards plus 11. And like I always say, show is absolutely nothing without the chat. You guys, a lot of great insight on the games, a lot of great handicappers, and we know how to have a good time too. So I appreciate y'all 1000%. Hit the like button if you can on the way out. Subscribe if you would like to know when we go live. And best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all of your action. I will catch you guys again tomorrow.